2,000 years ago, in a room like this one, the most powerful man in the province asked the most important question a human being can ask. And then he walked out before he heard the answer. By the end of this, I'll show you the one thing that man could never do to the truth, no matter how hard he tried. But first, the question. It's Passover morning in Jerusalem. They drag a beaten prisoner in front of the Roman governor, Pontius Pilate. Are you the king of the Jews? Is that your own idea, or did others talk to you about me? Am I a Jew? Your own people handed you over to me. What is it you have done? My kingdom is not of this world. If it were, my servants would fight, but my kingdom is from another place. You are a king now. You say that I am a king. For this I was born. For this I came into the world, to testify to the truth. Everyone on the side of truth listens to me. What is truth? And he doesn't wait for the answer. He turns and he walks out of the room. He was standing 3 feet from the answer to his own question, and he walked away from it. So let's do the one thing Pilate wouldn't. Let's stay and let's answer it. What is truth? Here's what Pilate missed. The answer to his question was never an idea. It was a person, standing right in front of him. The night before the trial, Jesus told his closest friends, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father, to God, except through me. Read that again. He didn't say, I'll teach you the truth. He said, I am the truth. Truth, in the end, isn't a theory you figure out. It's a person you trust. The Bible says he is God himself, who stepped into our world and walked right into that courtroom. So the answer always had a face. It always had a name. Maybe you're not sure if any of this is real. Good. Don't take it on blind faith. The Christian faith doesn't rest on a feeling or a philosophy. It rises or falls on one event in history. A real man, executed under a real Roman governor, walked out of his own grave 3 days later. Paul staked everything on it. If that didn't happen, he said, throw the whole thing out. But if it did, every word Jesus spoke is true. So don't take my word for it. Test him. Jesus said it himself. If anyone is willing to do God's will, he will find out whether it comes from God. But our world has a different answer, doesn't it? It says truth is whatever you decide. Speak your truth. That's true for you, not for me. It sounds humble. It isn't. Because a truth you build yourself can never correct you. It can only agree with you. And a God who only ever agrees with you can never save you from you. I've done exactly what Pilate did. I've heard something true and walked out of the room before it could cost me anything. Maybe you have too, because that was Pilate's move. He didn't argue with the truth. He just washed his hands of it and let the crowd decide. And that is still the most popular thing in the world to do with Jesus. Not to fight him, just to turn away before he can get an answer in. And listen, this isn't a story about a Roman governor who lived and died a long time ago. It's a story about Jesus, and you're standing exactly where Pilate stood, this week. Because Jesus said, if you hold to my teaching, you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Free from the lies you've believed about yourself. Free from the sin that owns you. Free from the fear of death itself. The truth was never a cage of rules. It's the key that opens the cell. Pilate walked out of that room, still a prisoner of his own fear. Jesus was offering him the only freedom that lasts, and he missed it. So why did the truth just stand there in silence and let Pilate condemn him? Pilate even threw his power in his face. Don't you know I have the power to crucify you? And Jesus answered him, you would have no power over me at all, unless it were given to you from above. He wasn't a victim. He was the one in control. He let it happen. Because he came to. Every one of us has done what Pilate did, looked at God and said, not you, my way. The Bible calls that sin, and it carries a sentence we could never pay. So the innocent one, the man history records, Pilate declared not guilty 3 separate times, took the guilty verdict in our place. Pilate could condemn the truth. He could wash his hands of the truth. He could even nail the truth to a cross. But there is one thing he could never do. Remember, at the start, I told you I'd show you the one thing he couldn't do to the truth. Here it is. He could not keep it in the ground. 3 days later, the tomb was empty. And that empty tomb is God's own signature under the whole answer. This is the truth. And death couldn't hold him. So what is truth? It's not a feeling. It's not a vote. It's not a hashtag. It's a person, crucified, risen, and still speaking today. Pilate was one question away from him, and he walked out of the room. You don't have to. Jesus said, everyone on the side of truth listens to me. That's still the line. Not whether truth exists. He's alive, so it does. The only question left is whether you'll stop, turn, and listen. Don't make Pilate's mistake. Stay. He's still speaking, and he's calling you by name. If this stirs something in you, don't just scroll past it. Subscribe, and I'll meet you in the next one. I am the way, and the truth, and the life.